Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Matt here with OddsJam, and in this video, I have three last-minute NFL player props to hammer for today's NFL betting slate. All of these games are in the early slate, so not going to waste any time. Let's get right into it. The first one that I'm going to lock in here is Justin Fields under 15 and a half passing completions. I'm going to lock this one in minus 115 at PointsBet. So let me go ahead and lock this one in. This one I like a lot. As good as Justin Fields and the Bears offense has been recently, it's all come on the legs of Justin Fields. He really hasn't been rushing it or passing it a ton. So I think this one makes a lot of sense. I would like to put a full unit on this one. We will see what PointsBet lets me get. Sometimes they let me get the full unit. Sometimes they don't. We'll see what they let me get on here. So they let me get 34.49 on this one, so not the full unit. But for those of you at home, this should be a full unit play. So I mentioned a little bit about the handicapping of it. Of course, the most important thing is the math. So the OddsJam Nove Gods priced this all the way at minus 135, and we locked it in at minus 115 at PointsBet, which is just ridiculous. You'll never see a gap that high. Now, obviously, there's a couple things to note here. These Nove Gods are calculated from, OddsJam calculates them from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world. That's where these numbers come from. They can be viewed as the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. And that's all we want to do. We want to beat these Nove Gods. So the minus 115 at PointsBet does beat the Nove Gods. But there's a couple things to note here. Number one, you want to compare the minus 115 to the rest of the betting market, right? You want to see, okay, is this an outlier or not? And we see like the closest books have it at minus 135 each way, 20 cents higher, not really that much closer. And then we see like ones significantly higher, minus 148, minus 160, minus 145, minus 143. And then Pinnacle has it all the way at minus 175, like 60 points higher, 60 cents higher than what we got it at PointsBet. So this is going to be the first of my three player prop picks to lock in. Justin Fields under 15 and a half passing completions. The Lions defense stinks. I think the Bears are going to have a ton of success running the ball, both with Fields and their running backs. So in terms of daily fantasy or just fantasy in general, love targeting Justin Fields. Also love targeting both of the Bears running backs, Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. So for DFS play, just throwing that out there. The next player prop that I'm going to lock in is another play that is on PointsBet, and we're looking at Russell Wilson over 32 and a half passing attempts. So let me go ahead and lock this one in as well. This is another play that I would like to put a full unit on. We will see how much PointsBet lets me get on this one, but I do think it's worth a full unit play. Passing attempts over 32 and a half. In the handicapping for this one, so they did let me get the full unit on this one, which is really nice. So at least I was able to get that. In the handicapping on this one, the Titans have the number one rush defense in the entire NFL, literally the number one rush defense. We saw the Chiefs pass 70 times last week against the Titans because they couldn't run the ball. I'm not necessarily expecting Russell Wilson to pass it 70 times. All he needs to do is pass it 33, but I think he will. Another play that I absolutely love for the math, Nove Gods, the perfect line prices this at about minus 109. We got it at plus 100. But one of the reasons why I really, really like this one is because, so we got it at even money, plus 100. So when you're betting odds that are plus 100, you basically need to win 50% of the time to break even. Anything above 50% and you'll be profitable. Look at where all the other sportsbooks price it. Every single sportsbook has the over as the more likely scenario. Some of them by a pretty decent amount, like Betfred, minus 125, the under at minus 105. Caesars, the over at minus 129, the under at minus 106. DraftKings, over at minus 125. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, over at minus 126. All of these sportsbooks have the over as their favorite outcome, as the more likely scenario, except for PointsBet, which is giving it to us at plus 100 odds. So I love this value. I love this play. So this is going to be my second one. The third one that I'm going to lock in here is Saquon Barkley over 92 and a half rushing yards. So this one, I want to show you something. If you open up an event page in a new tab, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices the prop for this. So we're getting it to go over 92 and a half, right? At minus 110 odds. Look where other sportsbooks price this total at. BetOnline which you will see right here, this column right here, Bet Online, they price Saquon Barkley's pricing total at 4 yards higher at 96.5, and they heavily favor it to go over this number. We also see other sports books like FanDuel has it at 94, PointsBet 95, WinBet 95 as well, BetRivers 94. Every sports book either prices it at 92.5 for more favorable odds, like they have it more likely, like DraftKings minus 140, Pinnacle minus 136, Tipico minus 130, or they have the total itself priced higher. So this 92.5, the Saquon Barkley is a really, really good number. So, excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in. I'm going to put a full unit on this one as well. So 3 plays, all of them I think are worth a full unit. So let me go ahead and lock this one in. Perfect. That bet has been placed. So that is my third and final NFL player prop for the early slate. Stay tuned on this OddsJam YouTube channel for more plays as the day goes on. But that is all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you watching and have a good one.